At the end of May, we saw the release of Rack and Slay, a one-of-a-kind roguelike billiards-based dungeon crawler, one that harkens back to the simplistic, casual pick-up-and-play Flash era. It's performed well enough that on August 19th, that game is receiving a massive free content update, as well as launching on the Nintendo Switch. Two Left Thumbs has been publishing games for almost 3 years now, and this is the first console release. I'm so excited for that. There will be discounts on both PC and Switch for August 19th. Please go check that out, and let's celebrate by playing as many different Flash-based pool games as I can possibly find. Oh, look at that, Rack and Slay's right there. What do you know? I'm pretty interested in Nook as it comes from the EXP, a name people will absolutely recognize from Colm, Shift, turn-based battle, Defend Your Honor, and what I think is probably his biggest, most popular series, Indestructo Tank. So what kind of spin could he put on billiards? Yes, pun very much intended. So not standard pool. You're trying to pot balls, and if you match the color of the ball to the hole, then you're better off. Oh god, I'm on a timer. I'm over here lining up my shots and things. Getting the combos is good, but I think just shooting a lot is probably more important. Oh yeah, you don't even have to wait for your ball to stop. Oh, this is sick. The multiplier absolutely matters, and it adds up a lot more when you do that. But at the same time, it's fun to just fire off as many shots as possible, as fast as possible. Ah! We're low on time here. Okay, so not a crazy score. I probably just need to shoot a lot more often. You can't even actually scratch. You just end up popping out another one of the holes. So yeah, chaos mode engaged. Just go nuts. Their little faces and sound effects and everything, it's kind of like adorable. I really am just enjoying the general vibe and polish of this game. Oh, that's like twice as good. It's a very simple game overall, but apparently he only made it in like a week. I think it's sick. Nook, check it out. It's a fun one. This user, Andromedus, made something like 8 or 9 different pool games, but then also made a bunch of games that are just about balls and physics bouncing into each other, so it's something closer to like, I don't know, 14 billiards-based games. The highest rated one I'm seeing is Blueprint Billiards, so let's go with that. Oh yeah, how could I possibly choose anyone other than that beautiful mustache? My opponent may be Harry, but I think we know who the true Harry is at this table. Well, I just narrowly missed that first shot, but it's okay, because Harry is just as bad at this game. This game shows with quite a bit of detail which direction the ball you hit and the cue will go off in, so it's kind of neat for just analyzing the physics of pool. Oh, come on, that should have hit, right? Aw, Harry, you loser! I don't think we have to worry about AI anytime soon. Because obviously the number one thing computers can never learn is math. Oh, get out of town. I deserve the win. Harry, what's the matter with ya? Did no one ever teach you how to play pool? I would say this one is pretty polished overall. You unlock additional opponents to play against, their AI is slightly better each time, and eventually the aiming guide is turned off, which I probably don't stand a chance without that. But overall, it's a pretty standard billiards game. Pow, pool. Oh god, the way this one spins the board is tripping me up. And also double click to shoot doesn't make a ton of sense. There we go, I guess. Strange. The weirdest controls ever. Oh my god. I'm not sure I've ever seen a Flash game that quite twists the perspective like this. It's a little strange to get used to, but once you're kind of on a roll here, it's actually pretty satisfying. Also, shout out to this awesome funky music. Pool Maniac. The like JPEG in the background there doesn't look especially great. There's nothing really manic about this. I don't feel like a maniac while I'm playing it. This feels like maybe a pool game template that came off of a website, like a standard tutorial for collisions and physics in Flash. Not a lot of anything fancy going on here. An American 9-ball pool, you get to join a tournament. I just like seeing their names. Bad-Eyed Bob, Wobbly Jeff, Shaky Sam. Well, at least they squared those two off against each other. Should be a pretty even match. Blind Betty, Easy Pickings, Crazy Eyes Mickey. Probably should have been against Blind Betty to even that out. And Dave. For some reason, the graphics on this one are just kind of rough. Billiard Blitz. This music immediately stands out to me. I don't know what kind of royalty-free source this comes from, but I've heard this song in a million menus before. It looks like it's the same dev who did Blueprint Billiards, but that one was better. This is what I'm talking about. Vampire Fever. A deadly disease which affects all kinds of undeads and demons. Primary cure for the infected is to contact another infected immediately. That somehow cures you while spreading it? Maybe it's kind of got like It Follows rules. There's 120 levels to play with basic billiards-like physics, and you're just trying to hit all the balls in as few shots as possible. For some reason, you're a ninja? I don't really know what's going on. The vampire theme is a little loose. There's how they cure each other. Okay, so this is a little complicated then. I dig that. If you choose to just fire at max power, things get a little broken. Like, very, very broken. So I don't know why there wasn't maybe a bit more of a limit put on that. Oh, barrels. You could kind of brute force your way through them. Yeah, the balls frequently just kind of end up outside of the screen, and then there's not a lot you could do about it after that. So in that sense, the game is a little busted. Like, what am I supposed to do now? I guess it's just part of the game that you were supposed to put some form of limit on yourself. But how am I supposed to do that when you can go this hard? Real life billiards, mini golf, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna hit things as hard as I can and hope that physics works out in my favor eventually. I don't know any other way to play any of those games. So a game that provides me that option and then forces me to be chill about it, I don't know about that. You can also make your own levels. There's a challenge mode. Oh, you have to make it deeper in the game first. Having them cure themselves is actually, it makes it very tricky. Like, I think there's an excellent concept here. Perfect, quick little time killer flash game, offers a crazy amount of levels. I think it could have benefited from a bit of general polish to the physics and, you know, maybe the art, but actually I think this one is pretty cool. That was a little buggy. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Now there's a new kind of ball, but it doesn't, I guess it can't be cured. Is that what's special and different about it? No way it laughs at you when you fail. That level took quite a few attempts, actually. I got kind of stuck there. 6 shots, who needs them? Ooh, a sexy ball to go along with all the weirdos. Oh no, what happened? We've given birth. Don't give me those little grins. So you do bounce off walls if you tap the ball. You just can't fire things at the speed that I obviously want to. Ah, perfect. Perhaps if I go this hard. So there are some implications on the lore of these weird, sickly vampire balls. That lady on lady ball still gives birth to baby balls. In case anyone was wondering about the biology at hand here. Oh my god, crazy robot ball. It's a bomb. Am I safe? Do I just leave it alone? What do I do? Tap it? Okay, and also it turns into little bombs. Kind of crazy. Not anything that I was expecting. Satisfying. Okay. Oh, can you blow up barrels? Okay. It's a little chaotic, and now the level can't be completed, but satisfying. Very, very, very fun to do that. Yeah, there's a little bit too much bugginess in this, but overall, I think this game is low-key kind of great. This was this developer's first game. That's pretty awesome. Billiard Hero. This one actually isn't a Flash game, I'm realizing, but you know what? I might as well try it out. Oh my god, I feel so weak. Even at my max power drag, I barely do anything. So this guy has Blast Bar Billiards, Blast Billiards Hustler, Super Blast Billiards Revolution, and Blast Billiards 2014. I think I might as well jump right ahead to the latest entry, right? Blast Billiards 2014. You just gotta pot things before time runs out. Apparently, potting balls is a very common theme for billiards. Who'd have guessed? Oh my god. The failures are explosive. But it's already enough of that game. It's pretty basic. Billiards. Not a flash game, but just a very interesting looking browser game, so I thought I would give it a try. Well, we know there's hats, so it's off to a good start. Oh my god. Okay, so you have to line things up so that you can hit the cue ball into the monster balls. You're trying not to scratch the ball, and it's not just about hitting it. You have to actually pocket the ball. Or at least I guess I overpowered that one, so that's viable. Whoops, I just ran my way straight to the hole, and that was a bad thing. So you do earn points just for hitting the balls, but then you also lose points for scratching. I don't think I've actually properly pocketed a monster yet. When you can draw the cue ball into yourself, that's really interesting. So if you're not quite getting the angle, you can make it happen. Do anything you set your mind to. Oh, the ability to suck the ball towards yourself while also lining up your shots is actually so sick. Okay, what kind of hats do I have access to? Oh, only the standard. There we go, knock them into the hole somewhat accidentally, and by that I mean with pure talent. Obviously, I wanted for that to happen exactly as it did. Oh my god, too intense. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, not a flash game, so I'm breaking my own criteria here a little bit, but this game is sick. As we know, bombs and pool go hand in hand, so better try out Explo Pool. You know it's gonna be phenomenal based on the graphics in this menu screen. Oh. Okay, so step one, you just place a bomb and then you explode it? Yeah, there's no cue action going on here. You are just blowing up bombs on top of a pool table. All those other games that included more billiards-like gameplay, they were wasting their time. It was just getting in the way of blowing up balls on top of a felted table surface. This is all we actually needed all along. Question mark, what could it be? It just blocked me now. I guess that was it. That was all it did. I'm pretty dang good at this one overall. The most fun part is at the beginning when you're just breaking the balls. That's satisfying. Okay, but like 2 minutes in, I think I've maybe seen everything this one has to offer. Intergalactic Billiards, which claims to be inspired by The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm not entirely certain how that would be tied in, but that's a promising reference point. I love me some Douglas Adams. Oh god, there's so much going on, and I have no... what the heck? This game is 15 kilobytes. So the goal is just to knock yourself into passing planets. Oh, the black holes take you with them. I'm off for a ride now. Oh god. Oh, dang it. I mean, it sorta kinda works. I think the only connection it has to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is space? So they took this one quote, "There was one planet off in the 7th dimension that got used as a ball in a game of intergalactic bar billiards. Got potted straight into a black hole." The idea of turning that into a game is very funny. The end result just wasn't all that noteworthy. Ball 27. Well, the amount that this has to do with billiards is very, very low. Mostly it just seems to be that this is kind of an 8-ball, but then it also very clearly isn't. Well, a great note to end on. A really common issue in these games is waiting way too long for balls to stop moving before you're allowed to shoot again. Like that settling time. Oh, it just keeps going. There we are. The best shoots. Kind of a clunky name, but I weirdly like it. You gotta love when they just stick their logo flashily animated right in the middle, just kind of directly in the way of everything you're seeing and doing. There's also something kind of funny to me about putting all this detail into decorating the sides and having this nice wood texture and all that, and then just this standard black thin line using like the line tool. I've taken 4 shoots so far, and you better believe they're only the best. I do like that you can just shoot at any time, even though it means that I'm, on occasion, sacrificing the quality of my shoots. Oh, come on now. And in general, the wacky, random, crazy level shapes are pretty interesting. And the fact that there's other things that you can collide with around the map other than the balls themselves. Yeah, as much as I'm making fun of the name here, this one is pretty solid. Although I'm really struggling to figure out how to actually sink anything in those 2 particular holes there. I really can't seem to make it happen. There it is. It's gonna happen. Oh, robbed. That shoot was only mid. There we go. Ah, look at that crazy physics. Yeah, I like this one. It's kind of unpredictable a little bit. The cue balls getting in the way is kind of funny, but then it's a little bit annoying the few times you have to wait for them to just disappear on their own. Oh, okay. I didn't think it was gonna count that one. I'm a master. I'm the best. That is nonsense that managed to never hit the blue ball. Come on, come on, come on. Get in there. There we go. Oh, 2 and 1. Look at me go. Okay, the disparity in this one between the amount I made fun of it in its opening moments versus the amount of fun I've had playing it is just a Grand Canyon sized. This is actually really fun. I have no concerns whatsoever with the number of shoots that I'm taking. I'm literally just trying to complete the levels and just going wild with it, and that's just very enjoyable. Oh, I really went out of my way to sink that one, and it turns out it was just one of my cue balls. That was some hot nonsense. You go in that hole right now. Come on, guys. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. There we go. Is there a limit to the number of balls I can have? Oh, they start disappearing as you're shooting them. Okay, but there ain't no stopping me. I'm sooner or later this will work out. Look at this page here. It had less than 4,000 views, barely a description on it, a 3 rating. Come on, that was fun. 5 stars. Laser cool pool. We all love a good laser. I got high hopes for this one. I do like that you navigate the menu even by just shooting the words around. That's quite funny. Oh my god, the groan from, I don't know, the audience kind of startled me. It was loud and unexpected. It turns out as soon as a billiards game doesn't have some sort of predictive shot trajectory thing, I'm absolutely hopeless. There we go. Holy cow. Please tell me that's the only thing I have to do. Hey, first try on that one. I'm doing well. I'm improving. You have to find a way around the triangle. Over? The only direction that is actually available? What do you know? Over was the right option. Well, that was flawless. I guess I appreciate what this one's going for, you know, 1 shot per level, but it's a little bit frustrating. Colorful billiard, and the review, nice and colorful, right on, living up to its name. That's what you want to see. I'm almost certain I've played this game like 3 times today. Yet another entry in our quick, easy, asset-ready tutorial billiards games. And honestly, not that colorful. I've been lied to. This dev has a lot of pool-based games as well as a few other sort of like standardized match 3 or snake-likes, basic things like that. There's a lot going on here. But how could I resist Billiard Snake with a rating of 2 out of 5? No, Yes.
On your mark.
What? That was not a great
your
start. He didn't say go. That's why I got confused. So it is Snake. There are billiard balls, and there are holes. I don't know if I would say any of this is actually billiards, though. It is 97% Snake, 3% billiards. Oh, come on, I wasn't even touching it. Baloney! Yeah, 2 is fitting. I'll give it a 2. 8-ball light. This is the sort of quality I've been looking for. So you just make the ball follow your mouse, and things are very vaguely themed around billiards. Better get all the stars. It's been a long time since I've played like a proper Flash maze game. It's kind of fun to go back to that, even though it has so little to do with. This is just a demo. What? It was like 3 levels long. Oh, but the full version will be free and 20 levels long. Fantastic. Great. The name 8-ball light was ever so slightly non-specific and hard to look up. 8-ball pro, even harder, and it doesn't look like it ever got made. We were robbed. Billiards Frenzy. Loved the title. It's got me all excited. Oh my god, that looks so sloppy. And there's this weird rainbow off to the side that kind of sort of works for changing the color of the felt. Armor Games, a big deal. This is Armor Games Pool, seemingly somewhat official, but we know this is pretty early on in their history just based on the logo here. So I think this may predate when they really built up that full reputation. I have no idea why the balls are just weird random colored gradients. Well, I do know why. It's because gradients in Flash are a lot of fun. For some reason I can pick up and move it every single shot. This is so hard to control. For some reason you have to use like arrow keys and things, but then also you gotta click for... It's a little bit nonsense. The game that paved the way for Armor's juggernaut status in the Flash game scene. Holy cow, that's the first ball I actually sunk. 2007. Yeah, that one didn't hold up so well. There's a lot of drama, tension, intrigue baked into the title of this game. I don't know why there's these ... dots everywhere. Click the balls. The physics on this one really doesn't make sense. Things seem to just ramp up every time they collide with each other, so it gets a little out of hand. I do enjoy a good chain reaction style game, and this sort of kind of is that a little bit. I don't know what this green stick is or what that has to do with anything or how to really control much of what I'm doing at all. I guess those are all the mysteries to go along with the naming. Oh, that was it. It was it's this one singular level, and it's literally just about building up those chain reactions, which typically I enjoy. It perhaps just didn't quite come together super well in Billiards. Challenging game. KGB Billiards. I'm not entirely sure what KGB stands for in this context. I'm going to assume it's not what I'm thinking. Oh, it's because the developer is KGB Interactive. Well, that just raises more questions. Oh, well, let's play on the pirate flag table, of course. Oh, you can adjust the curve? Only a handful of games offer that. Pretty cool. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think I really recommend this one. It was made in 2004, so this is pretty early days of Flash. The fact that it exists or works at all, pretty impressive. But I don't think it's really worth it. Oh, penthouse pool, so flirtatious. Okay, but then other than that menu screen, whoops, other than that menu screen, I have played this like 7 times already today. Totally worth it. Bizzle, a combination puzzle and billiard game. My name is Gizzle. Oh, scratch on my first attempt. Yippee. Okay, kind of didn't really actually hit the hole there. A little bit imprecise. I think calling it a puzzle game might be a bit of a stretch. You have limited shots, but that does not quite a puzzle make. For whatever reason, the balls all have this kind of little screaming face. Just, ah! I do enjoy that. One more shot, can I do it? Puzzle me this. Dang it. Slipped it in behind ya. I did it even in less than I'm sure the game was even expecting. That was some ace shooting. So anyway, the game itself, Bizzle, that's like a 10 out of 10 name. And then as a puzzle game, it's about a 1 out of 10. As a billiards game, like a 3 out of 10. Those are the only 3 criteria though. Pretty good average overall though, right? Can you believe it? Outrageous. Can he do it with the last shot left? Oh, look at him go. I'm a Bizzle master. Oh, mini clip. I haven't seen that in so long. I'm actually so excited to have come across a mini clip game. Only to realize it's the exact same game I keep playing over and over again. So as deluxe as it may be, it's impossible. There's not really a lot here I haven't already seen. I don't think I've ever played anything from Jigman other than platform racing, so finding out he has a game, Uber Pool, is pretty exciting. Good excuse to see what else this guy can do. Why? Oh my god, the way you manually control the cube stick. What the... I broke my own brain there trying to wrap my head around what I was doing. The fact that you actually wind up and follow through is pretty hilarious, actually. It's as janky as can be. It's so hard to do. I don't know how uber I necessarily consider it, but at least it's something different. Oh, can you do the old trick of going outside the screen for maximum power? You sure can, and it was shockingly effective. You just kind of move around the perimeter and then pop your mouse back in on the other side. You could mess around with a lot of games that way. Oh god, I think I'm down to negative points. All this scratching and then like just random negative, whatever the opposite of a power-up is, popping up on screen there. It's not going well. Oh my god, the first shot, the first attempt even. It's so hard to control. I'm on a timer, so I'm like trying to go as aggressively and wildly as possible and just scratching constantly. You can also hold the mouse down to hold the stick steady, but that just makes it more wonky. Like, look at that. It's enjoyable, I guess, even if it's like not at all what I'm like. I can't do it well. Like, that's, what is this insanity? But at least it's entertaining in its own right. It has that going for it. There we go. I found the perfect position. Unbeatable. Time Pool. Oh, that's a hell of an intro logo. That was fantastic. No idea what the numbers are. Every time I shoot, they count down. Gotcha. So I'm just trying to sync them before they all run out. Pretty solid for a game that released in 2005. Oh, I'm a shark. Oh, look at that. Look at me go. But then other than that, yeah, it's not really offering anything else that new or unique. Yeah, it's pretty standard. I do enjoy when these games call themselves things like Crazy Pool, and then you go to play it and it's like regular pool. You can shoot any ball in this one, which I suppose is interesting. I like that it makes room for you to wind up your shot. There are no holes though, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, I have to make the colored balls hit each other. That was kind of impressive, the fact that worked out. I was pretty proud of that. We're introducing tiny balls now too. This is where things get interesting. That was another amazing bank shot. Look at me go, I'm great at this one. Crazy pool's my jam. Having a color changer, that's quite interesting. I should make better use of just running the balls into each other like that rather than trying to get fancy and doing so with the cue ball. The music when you clear a level is fantastic. Adequately crazy. So there are bouncers and dummy balls that affect the speed of your ball. I was expecting the chaos to be a little greater. That was fine, I suppose, but I was hoping it would get a little out of hand. Oh, there's a lot of levels to go through, and I do still quite enjoy games that let you just shoot live and not have to wait for things to slow down. 2 different types of magnets that are going to affect your ball and mess them up. Oh my god, 1-shot bonus, did you see that? That was mental. There weren't that many different ways to approach that level, but still, I'm proud of that one. Bombs? There has been a new concept introduced in every single level, which is, like, pretty impressive overall. Let's see what kind of craziness I can make happen here. I gotta somehow pass through the green and then still hit the... It's not gonna happen. I don't know. It almost happened. Went from being impossible to very nearly working. Okay, I just like blasting things into the bombs. Who wouldn't? It's one of the few times that a bomb-related billiards game has made the bombs actually satisfying. Oh, mini balls and everything. Oh, the magnets? Now it's adequately crazy. We're full on crazy town at this point. Look at him go. It's nuts. Unpredictable. Practically illegal. This is super polished and just kinda legit. I really enjoy this. This is one of the best ones I've played today. Oh my god, there's the amount of stuff that just happened. Oh, and you've perfectly lined me up so I can pass through the color. Oh, look at it. Phenomenal. Like, the way things collide and react and just kind of go buck wild make me feel like a genius who has greatly influenced the outcome of what happens when really it's just a lot of chaos. But the more it makes me feel skilled, the more I think it's a good game. That's the real way you win anyone over, is to just make them feel like they're good at something. And then we can all just convince ourselves it was skill-based. What is even gonna happen? We'll just fire it in there and find out. That was the least exciting outcome I think that could have been possible, but I guess it's not done yet, so we'll see. We'll just leave that as is. Let's get the bombs involved. Go nuts. Full chaos. Come on, 1 shot. No, you're kidding me. I've been robbed. Oh, I mean, I guess there still is also the 2 major sized balls. I thought just that little one was all I had left. Okay, now all of a sudden I just am playing this game like quite fully. This is probably the most entertained I've been with any of these. My confidence that a game could live up to a title like Crazy Pool was very low, yet here we are. Oh, I got other games to play. I better move on to other things. As sick as this was, I would recommend this. It works fully in browser because Ruffle is awesome, so you can just go ahead and play that one right now. This game is from 2006. Feels ahead of its time, honestly. You know it's a good sign when the game doesn't even have a thumbnail. But it actually has a really good view count, a solid score, and 1 daily 5th, so who knows what it'll offer. Oh yeah, that's a good looking menu. So much beveling. Bevels everywhere. Okay, just whacking the ball around at max power, still managed to get it in 3. Par for the course. Typical pool lingo. Oh yeah, I don't think you can really lip out of the hole or anything like that. So as long as you aggressively, insanely manage to eventually bounce it into the hole, it works out. I got a special bonus for whatever the heck I just managed to do. In some very specific ways, this is kind of the closest one I've seen to Rack and Slay. It very much is different in some key ways, but you know, you have this personified ball, holes appear kind of wherever. It has to do with billiards. The list of similarities is short, but they are there. Without fail, I seem to do the best just blasting balls around as aggressively as possible, so I think I'll just stick with that strategy. I'm blocking myself, come on. Oh, but then get a load of that ricochet action. I'm killing it. Taylor Swift's tears got nothing on me. Oh, yeah. It tells me free play is unlocked every time. I've got it. I figured it out. Do you know what? I kind of love the variation in ball size. That's like quite simple, but fun. I wish this game had some sound effects. It's kind of notably lacking in that department. That's in some ways kind of my singular complaint though, because overall it's a pretty fun, highly variable, like pretty polished experience. And now we're starting to introduce kind of other varieties of obstacles and things. This one, I have up to 12 shots, and I'm not gonna need them, not even close, not if I keep going at it with this much skill. Oh no, I'm on the wrong side. Everything was great right up until it wasn't. I got cocky, maybe I can still do it. Yeah, right in 12, I'm amazing. Oh, funny to suddenly, all of a sudden, like whatever it is, 10 boards in, have something that looks an awful lot like a usual pool table. Well, I'm gonna have to get pretty lucky or skillful. Oh, 2 off the break. I'm unstoppable. Everyone ignore the fact that this is obviously my second attempt at this level. I'll do it again. Oh my gosh. Whoa, I'm the king. It is fun to just whack the balls in at max power, totally aggressive, but it is like kind of more effective to try and actually line up your shots. Yeah, this one is actually surprisingly solid. I think with a little bit more effort put into it, and like, when I say a little, I mean genuinely quite little, because this is super far along and really stands out in the crowd of many pool likes out there. I think this one is pretty damn good. It is funny that in such a standard board, they give you 24 shots to work with. I'm about to prove that that's needed, apparently. Not even. Look at that. 3/4. Oh, that was it. I completed the course. Okay, that's kind of weirdly goes back to golf again. I was kind of joking around, and somehow we did end up talking par. Free play mode, other course types. Yeah, this one was legit. I really liked it. Oh, no way, there's totally a sequel. Again, there's no thumbnail or anything like that, so we'll see. Slightly less positive reception overall. More levels, better graphics, smoother game engine. There we go, let's give it a try. Head Meat Games. What a choice. I guess that just means brain, the meat inside your head. It's a good thing they noticed that both words start with P. Lots of different course options. I guess I'll do the ballistics course. It's live. You can shoot at any time. The addition of sound effects is immediately appreciated. I'm questioning whether or not improved graphics is accurate. Your max power shot is notably less insane, which I'm sure makes the game like a little bit more functional and consistent and skill-based, but it's less insane and silly and fun. And sometimes, especially in Flash games, that just happens to be more important. It's just how insane the experience is, rather than how realistic. It's a lot of physics. I thought it would play out very differently. The bouncing is where you get your real power from. That was exciting. That really got out of hand in the best way. I loved it. Just barely missed. Yeah, in some really key ways, I guess I would say this is the better game. Hitting 5 balls in one shot, pretty outstanding. Oh, I was close to having more. It might never stop though, so who knows? We've created a perpetual motion machine. Eventually got a 6th ball sunk somehow. Yeah, it's like a more polished game. And it's an interesting bit of evidence that more polished doesn't necessarily mean better. I would have been rounding the corner to 17 years old at the time, which is very much a point in time when I was actively working on Flash games. And I was constantly looking for new people to work with. I would have had a blast doing the graphics for Pool Plunk 3. It's too bad we never crossed paths. Very different approach for the trick shot course. It's about trying to nail it in one shot, so I'm on the first level of this course and I'm just resetting over and over again, trying to nail it. There we go. That took a surprising amount of tries. So all of these are totally just trying to get it in one shot. When you touch the thing, it counts as a shot, so I managed to take 2 shots out of one. Like this is I get it. I get why it's included. I give it the point would be it's not the sort of thing I like about this game. Classics course. Oh, awesome. So this is like closer to the original game. Yeah, this was a solid series for as simple as it was overall. Pool Plunk. Unexpected, fun little surprise in my hunt here. Cool Pool. I'm almost surprised that hasn't been a more common name. Blue is cool. And we'll do the standard triangle. This is funny because this button existed as like a built-in standard asset of one of the old Flash engines. And so that's what you're seeing there. Love to see a typo in the tutorial. Like all the lowercase text. You can get into the table any ball by clicking it and play with your own rules. I'm guessing English was not this creator's first language. That's fine, Flash games are for everyone, who am I to judge? That sort of kind of worked, like it did work, just not at all I was expecting. How do you take less aggressive of a shot than that? Like just a little nudge, too gentle. Rip it at max power. I love that the main menu button is a martini glass. That's classy. Rack and Slay could learn a thing or two from that. Yeah, pretty standard overall though. Newgrounds Pool. This should be my jam, my absolute bread and butter. Oh, I just realized, like that's not even the menu. That just is the game. And they just kind of slapped some Newgrounds logos around. You actually drag this one to shoot it. And it doesn't have anything really Newgrounds specific to offer. It just has a logo pasted onto the table. Yep, that's it. That's the whole game. Lightning Pool seems promising. I can't find the original, so I'm playing the sequel. But you have to get to the balls in time, avoid lightning bolts, collect power-ups, get bonuses. Yeah, it seems very much in line with what I'm looking for. But while seeking out where the first game is, I saw something very interesting, very familiar looking art style. Turns out that Ghoul Academy was made with Oliver Joyce, the guy behind Swords and Sandals. So just a funny little bit of small world path crossing going on there. I love the idea that for a brief second these two devs worked together on something. Lightning Pool was a solo effort though. On the Newgrounds version, there's only 4 levels and the rest are over on their own like proprietary site, so we'll see what I can actually accomplish here. So being fast is key. I already enjoy the very like space themed aesthetics overall. I think that looks quite good. Fun sound effects. Nice bit of polish overall. Oh, nice, you get to add a bit of time. Try and pull that off a little bit there too. This one, right away, is pretty solid. You can actually put spin on the ball, and I see almost no reason to do that. Like, you can see there, it's showing off the direction of spin you're currently attempting to put on the ball. When the name of the game is Speed, that feels a little counterintuitive to me. Oh no, I'm destroying all my point gains. Okay, well, I sort of did it. Wait, but it's still going? Have I not won? So that counted as a failure, which I don't understand. Okay, that time it gave it to me. I don't know what the difference was, really. This one I have to use spin? Uh-oh. I'm not confident that spinning has done anything for me. Everything turned yellow, and I'm just kind of losing points all over. Does that mean I have to shoot from the blue ring? Not a lot was really explained to me in this one. You know, I really like the presentation of this. It's a shame not all the levels are accessible to me, and I just kind of some frustrations with not entirely knowing what's going on. So cool game, not gonna play more. Carpool, now we're talking. I do enjoy how, like, drifty the car controls are. It's very floaty. Not very precise or anything. Oh yeah, Tokyo Drift. But it's kind of enjoyable for how, like, silly it is, and what a clear combination this is of, like, two different basic my first Flash game tutorials. Yet it kind of works for me, even though I'm having an absolute hell of a time actually doing anything. There it is, just in time. The cues are in the way now. Okay, so it's not just gonna, like, add more balls or whatever. I mean, it's basically Rocket League, right? They're the same. All right, let's be gentler overall. Oh, that was an accident. I mean, I'll take it. Oh, I thought that was like a power-up or something. It's just your chalk. Well, that seems like it'll just get in the way. Put a little bit more time into lining that up. There we go. Yeah, no need to be quite so chaotic. Black balls explode. Well, I don't intend to be careful around it. Oh, it knocks you out for a pretty substantial amount of time. We'll just get all that out of the way, though, right? The stun is unsatisfying. I was hoping it would blast you across the screen. There we go. Just back it up in a straight line. Perfect. What a hack. In you go. I do like that there's other interactable objects being introduced. Come on, just give her a little tap. Yeah. Oh, I'll just ram right into it, right? That's the simplest. The collision between the red and black balls is non-existent, so I might as well just get rid of those. No sound effects, no music, anything like that, but I mean, it is introducing new things basically every level, and it's just silly enough to be kind of fun, but simple enough that it's obvious why this wasn't like a classic or that well known of a game overall. Paper Pool. About as rough around the edges of a menu as you possibly could have expected. What is this music? This is just like a legitimate indie song of some kind. I doubt they had the permissions to use this song. Seems unlikely. Who knows? Maybe one of the guys behind Snow Patrol made this game. I think it'd be best if they stick to their music career. Pool fans? That's me! Oh, phenomenal music. The slowest filling power bar of all time. You're really winding that up. Hilarious tuba music going on. I'm a big fan of that. Everything takes so long to settle out. It's such a common problem. I don't think it would need to give you 8 minutes to clear the board if it didn't take like 1 entire minute to fill up your power bar every time. Good graphics, good tuba, not a lot else going in this game's favor. Zombie Babe Pool. What's sexier than the undead? The pool ball is ahead. That's pretty funny. Oh my god, that's so hard to read. Oh my god, those graphics. What the heck? That's ridiculous. And the fact that they're just like, I don't know, real people's faces. It chucked an ad. It's gonna have that between every level, isn't it? So this one who's a little pastier, he's the cue ball specifically. Having mouths for the corner pockets is funny. Oh, you can totally shoot any ball at any time. That's also, like, you know, a fun little thing. Not seeing a lot of babes involved here, except during this transition screen. Oh, 2 in 1. My practice is paying off. There we go, 2 shots. Dynamite. I was sinking my own cue ball, and then the other, like, that worked. Because you just have to end up with 1 ball left, so it didn't even matter that I scratched. That's kind of funny. Oh, I sunk every ball. I'm amazing. It's an easy challenge. Or no head. That was what I unlocked. There we go. Don't diminish my accomplishments. There's a fair bit of zombie and pool going on. Very minimal babe actually featured in this game. I was lied to. Pool reloaded. Big thanks to all for playing pool. You're welcome. Oh, it also has a different name, apparently. The way it's tracking what I did with each shot kind of reminds me of bowling. Look at that. 2 in a row. I'm phenomenal. Four in a row? How high can he go? I sunk one, but I also scratched, so streak over, game over. So, the developer Elephant Dead, who credits themselves as being the voice actor behind the game and nothing else, made Elephant Dead Pool. And Dante2902 says, not bad, pretty good, this is freaking sweet and freaking awesome. That review was sending some mixed messages. Oh, that mask, that's too good. Death hurts. Everything about this menu is top tier. It's just kind of all over the place. Just phenomenal graphics, drawing with the gradient tool. It's classic. Wow. Okay, it's the same game. He just drew Elephant Dead onto the board and made a flawless main menu. But otherwise, it's the game I just played. This is Pool Lines. Color Lines is one of the first games in Twizzle genre along with Tetris. What is the Twizzle genre? Something puzzle, I guess? That introduction there, and the fact that they apparently don't have the logo in isolation, only embedded into the art like that. It's pretty janky, but pretty funny. Oh wait, this generally looks quite polished. I'm pretty curious to see how it plays out. You select a ball and then choose where you want to move it to. And every time you move a ball, it adds 3 new balls to the board. You're trying to create lines of 5. They could be up, down, diagonal. It's funny to have to suddenly explain how any of these games work after everything just being pretty assumed up until now. And when you complete a line, it doesn't add new balls to the board. I didn't expect to have so much freedom to navigate paths like that. You can kind of just do whatever you want. I don't really know how to be, like, optimally good at this game. Like, at best, it'll take 4 turns to move things into place. And in that time, 12 new balls will have been added to the board, so I hardly really know how to improve. Obviously, as more and more gets added to the board, I guess that opens up like new options for yourself a little bit, and you gotta get creative and try to not block yourself. So there's something to it. And the presentation is great. I actually really enjoy the graphics. I think they're very clean. They look very good. But overall, I don't feel like there's a ton on offer here. I guess it's kind of funny to suddenly like kind of attempt to actually review one of these and be critical of them when most of the time I just blow past them because it's the same old pool game over and over and over and over again. So the game gets some credit for doing something a little different. Oh yeah, things are starting to get a little interesting the more the board fills up and like the line you're attempting to set up for yourself suddenly gets cut off from completion. So I'm kind of into that, I guess, as simple as it is. Ooh, maybe I do a diagonal line for a change. Do I be so bold? More and more of the board is filling, and more frequently I'm being pretty directly cut off from what I was attempting. Maybe it's time to start making lines bigger than 5. How crazy of a thought that is. 6. Oh. That's insane. Who could have ever thought? Scientists didn't believe it could be done. That one just took care of itself. Thank you very much, random board generation. Well, the game has effectively entered into a stalemate here. I can't actually clear paths for myself anymore. So it was fine, I guess. I don't know. It was enjoyable for what it was. That was enough with it, though. I'm done. I've stumbled upon another one that wouldn't have actually been made in Flash. At least I suspect it wouldn't have been. This was made with the theme Moonshot, and mostly I was just interested to see another game that uses the idea of your pool balls being planets. That is a satisfying clacking sound and a very fun main menu slash, introduction screen. So we're starting with our own solar system, which is pretty funny. Gravity, everything is falling down now. Yeah, that's a little hard to make use of. The changing effects per shot is pretty interesting, though. We get to play in our own solar system, which is classic mode, or Alpha Centauri, which is a time attack. And the fact that it appears to be that the moon, like our moon, is the cue ball, I find that very funny. The art, the like semi 3D effect of the planets is really well done. It looks really nice. Attraction, calling force. So they are attracted to each other? Yeah, okay, look at that. That's pretty neat, actually. A little bit of like magnetics. Supermassive black hole. Oh yeah, the effects on the screen there look really good too. I had my first scratch, but that's all right. Oh, it spits you back out. That's pretty funny. Rejecting force. Which thing is rejecting us? It makes it look like you can bend your shot around the black hole, and I almost wish that had like more of an effect. Like that would be a cool thing to have those kind of scattered around the screen, and you gotta like weave your shots through that based on the applying physics. That cluster, they almost all made it into there. That would have been fantastic if only. That was great. Got a little bit of a Newton's ball action going on there. This was made for a game jam, so it makes sense that it has some semi like incomplete feeling elements. Like I don't really think there's lives or score or anything that I seem to be working towards. But in general, I think the presentation of the game is really neat, and the concept is fun. So macro pool, pretty solid. So this one is actually an escape room, which I wasn't expecting when I opened it. But, these sort of sequence breaks keep things fresh for myself have been interesting. So now that I'm here, I might as well see it through. I completed that, which gave me access to the blue tile. Those books are nothing. The number 2, the lamp. Oh, there are other rooms. Gotcha. That didn't seem like there was a lot going on there. 3 bottles of Jack Daniels, ready to party. So I think I know where this one applies. A little 3x3, middle, left 2, far right. So if I take that, where did I find that? Okay, it's all the way over here. What did I say? Middle, left 2, far right. So there we go. I got a remote control, which I can use on the TV. Oh my gosh, there's so many things going on here. It rotates, but nothing happens. Oh, that's crazy. The clock is the real time. So I don't really know what the puzzle is there, because that just is the real world time. Here's a thought. The fourth, or wait. Yeah, 4th and 6th one are shorter. That's true there as well. Oh, but then there's only 4 here, so that doesn't help. This is like nothing even happens here. This is pretty rough and kind of a little bit poorly made, and the walkthrough isn't accessible anymore. So I think I quit. 1 whole pool. So it's as simple as it sounds. Kind of funny to make the pool ball black instead of white. I can't believe how quickly I lost that particular attempt. I don't think you have any control over your shot power. Yeah, you absolutely do not. So that's, you just kind of mess around with things there. Competent physics, very simple, but it's also very frustratingly easy to just suddenly lose. So that there's not a lot to write home about. And like the time limit is unnecessary when you can just fail that easily. The sound effects every time you end up back in the main menu kind of crack me up. Those just kind of got stuck together. Okay, so there's less polish overall than it first seemed even. Oh, this is just level 1. I thought the entire point was that there was one level with one hole. Oh yeah, that's definitely enough of that. Pool, I guess. I enjoy how little this one seems to care. Oh, this is from this year, made in Godot. And it is less polished than a lot of the other ones that I've seen here today. 3 in 1, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I think I care about this one about the same amount that the author does, which, from what I've seen, is next to nil. I sunk the 9-ball illegally. Stupid 9-ball rules. Who cares about that? Come on, 8-ball. 8-ball's the one. I was killing it. I did so well right up until then. So this is from the creator of Lightning Pool. Lightning Crazy Golf. Is it golf? Is it pool? It's both. So there we go. It doesn't have pool in the title, but it's making it onto the list. While Flash is vector-based, a lot of the time people weren't using vector art for different optimization reasons, and I just wanted to show an example of that here. Like, this looks pretty fine, right? Like, that's not so bad. And then you go full screen, and it's as grainy as can be, but then this, which is actually vector art, scales up properly and is nice and clean. So yeah, that looks quite haggard at this scale, but back when you would have been playing it in your browser at this size, pretty normal overall. Oh, so this one has a full-on moving map. There are also apparently 100 coins per level if you want to go around and explore and try and collect those, which is quite interesting, I guess. And you're trying to just pot the balls. I don't think I'm gonna find all 100 coins. Seems a little unlikely at the moment. It's also very hard to aim at something that is out of screen. I'm surprised that that's been working out for me at all. I completed the level, or no, I managed to take a teleporter. What the heck? There's a lot going on here. I managed to sink a couple of them in the right holes, not all of them, but a few. Oh, come on, man. You were totally going where you were supposed to. I don't really understand where it's just kind of dropping my cue ball around and things after various shots. It seems I can be less precious with my shots. I'm very used to having limited shot counts. Now we're talking. Hey, would you look at that? Progress is being made. Oh, there is time. Time is the thing I need to be worried more about. That was just the first level? There's different terrain types and things. That's where the golf portion of things comes into play, I suppose. I can't believe I missed that. Yeah, bring it back. Can I break this wall? Yeah, I can. Look at that. It was worth points. And I think I just gained access to another area. Whoops. Oh yeah, look at me breaking down doors. So much about this is cool, same as Lightning Golf, or Lightning Pool, whatever the hell, and so much of it is just kind of frustrating and a little bit unclear, and I don't know how or why they managed to overcomplicate what is a pretty cool idea overall. I feel like I'm being so picky. I don't know what it is about this series that does not work for me overall. I've seen this main menu before. So apparently you can just quickly edit the title on the main screen there. It's this one again. It's this. Power Pool. Pool power-ups, big pockets, combos equals this game. Phenomenal beveling around. Oh wait, it's a Ninja Kiwi game. These are the guys who made balloons. I'm very, very explosive, a little crazy right out of the gate there. It's immediately very simple, but also clearly has more going on than a lot of the other games I've seen. Oh, the scratch didn't count. Beat you too fast. So let's see, what's our first power up here? It is counting for whatever reason. 2 in 1. Outstanding. Extra ball. Unclear. Doesn't matter. Absolutely killing it. Nothing going into this one remotely indicated to me that there was like anything interesting to be offered here. Okay, the teal one split. Not so good for my cue ball there. Come on, are you kidding me? Luckily, I have quite a few of those left. But really unexpectedly, this is probably one of the best ones, which I think is really a testament to the Ninja Kiwi devs, how good they / one person, I'm not sure, were or are at making simple concepts like work well. Like, this is really solid and totally fun, and I'm just gonna keep messing around with it for the next little bit here. See, I still don't really know what the little warp one does. Oh, I absolutely killed that level. I can't believe I never played this one. This is rock solid. Purple, new ball type. Oh, it turns you into a super ball. Very, very balloons-like for a half second there. I actually don't know nowadays how many people even remember Bloons, or if people only know Bloons Tower Defense. So I should be clear that those are the same series, same developers. Green turns everything into little teeny tiny balls. Fantastic. I don't know how many levels there are in this, and I'm a little bit curious to see where it all goes. How fun is that? I'm just going nuts with it. Like, this is... It's worth... All of this is worth it, playing the same janky tutorial style billiards games to occasionally run into some really fantastic entries like this. And I don't know if I verbalized this before. This is one of the ones where you can shoot at any time, so you can really get kind of silly with it. A ghosty one, which made all of them into ghost balls, which means they pass through each other. The cue ball still hits it, but the red balls no longer hit red balls. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, I wish I could have gotten it all in one, but you know how it goes. The explosion with the mini balls. Good stuff. Oh, craziness. Okay, wasn't that crazy? And I've it's only gotten less crazy as I've carried on. That was the 7-10 split equivalent of pool, if that has any sort of name, you know. that was excellent. I'm quite the skilled shark. I ignore that though. Okay, here's where things really start stacking up and getting a little silly, like all the different ball types appearing in one board. And it is quite fun that it literally is just the one board type, and it's the balls that are changing every time. Oh, it is... Okay, hitting it with your cue ball is nothing. It is sucking up the other balls, and then it counts as sinking multiple of them. Look at that. Phenomenal. This is more of the style of thing where the game makes you feel like you're really good at this, because the holes are huge and the board is tiny and it lets you shoot really hard, and so inevitably, like 8 out of 9 shots, I don't know what I'm talking about, do end up sinking balls, and so it makes me feel like I'm outstanding at this, when realistically the game is mostly just about being powerful and having fun rather than actually being notably good at pool in any way. Oh, these are all the bouncer ball types, right? It's gonna get crazy. Oh yeah, satisfying and worth a lot of points too. My point total's going a little nuts having all of that. I shouldn't even try to sink shots. Should just let more of that happen. Level 20, suitably insane looking. We'll see what comes of it. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. Thank you, Power Pool, for your delightful ridiculousness. Aw, come on. Why am I having so much trouble even getting to those balls to hit them? There we go. Okay, it was 20 levels. It was just 20 levels. So by the time Power Pool came out, there had already been many Bloons games. Potion Panic is also sick. Bloons Tower Defense had already started as well. This came relatively late in Ninja Kiwi's whole catalog of games. I guess air quotes late, but I'm just shocked to remember how early on Bloons was created, considering how big that series became. And there were 2 more power pools. I'll have to get to those ones in a minute. 3D Speed Pool. A little bit disorienting of a main menu, but I enjoy the rock and roll soundtrack. So you can change the perspective though, because it is like a little hard to see. And then otherwise it is regular pool. It's I guess in a few ways it's more regular pool than most other pools we've played. And it's kind of cool to see people play around with different perspectives and things. Like, I think this still would have been a Flash game, so it's honestly a little hard to wrap my head around how they would have pulled that off. Yeah, like 2008, this very, very likely was a Flash game. Yeah, holy cow. The background just being a big red gradient, of course this was a Flash game. But yeah, you know, overall, there's not a lot on offer here. It's impressive, but it's standard at the same time. Hit balls, very descriptive. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is a good menu. Wait, what? What? Oh, this is just a control thing. It's not your cue ball. So you choose the direction you want to shoot, and the power, and then click this to shoot, and then hitting the ball and hitting the walls is worth points. I guess, okay. that's all this one is. It does exactly what it said it would, that the goal being to hit balls, and look at that, we've done it. We have made balls hit. But it's so, the controls are so limited and so strangely simplistic. You have 5 minutes to mess around with this, and like, just why? It's enough. I've seen enough. Strange, so strange. Power Pool 2, very well received. Okay, different table types. Let's do the Pentagon. One more further along in the series, one more side of the table. It just makes sense. Also, I love the devil, so why not? You seem a lot less prone to incidentally sinking balls in this one. It's a little harder. Oh, all in one shot. That should honestly be worth a lot more overall, in my opinion. Or what about the cross shape? little ridiculous, a little bit challenging. Maybe a little bit more skill involved than the others. I actually haven't encountered any new types of balls or anything. Maybe I just haven't made it deep enough in. Back to standard. Standard's where it's at. Oh, it was a great cleanup of the board at the end there. This is really consistent with the Bloons model that Ninja Kiwi had, where you put the effort into making a polished, fun, functioning game the first time around, and then you release these, like, you know, air quote sequels that are mostly about giving people more without having to do all the effort of completely rebuilding a game. So, like, maybe at some point it'll introduce a new ball type, but it's mostly just about having these different levels and those different board types to play around with, but it's basically the same thing. And it wasn't just them. It was very rare for Flash devs to decide it was worth their time to completely remake something from scratch. The odd ones would do it and would decide, hey, I will redo all of the art and physics and everything every single time. But, you know, that was time intensive. This was the far more lucrative approach. And then they did Power Pool Frenzy, which, based on the description, is only 10 levels, but they are levels that are as insane as possible. So it's I think it's just gonna be 10 levels of that. Big numbers go brr sort of thing. The soundtrack suitably more frenzied than they've had previously in the series here. So yeah, this is just things getting goofy. Look at the power up that makes your ball giant and whatnot. Hey, look at that. When you're in giant mode, you actually can't scratch the ball, so you might as well go a little ham. I'm genuinely a little surprised that I somehow never encountered this little trilogy of games back in the day. It's solid, it's fun. And I think a pretty great way to end off this little series of games. Like, this is probably the most fun I've had with any of them. Kind of suitable. It's like the last thing I played while working my way through these many pool games. Kind of funny how that worked out. So now to kind of round things out, I think what I want to do is I want to fire up Rack and Slay and just show off a little bit of that. I'm going to play on a pretty standard run, mid difficulty, 10 levels. The bomber is a pretty fun item. I'll start with that. And yeah, you're just trying to sink these little monster balls into the holes around the map here. Added shot power. And at the end of your first shot in a level, you shoot balls out in every direction thanks to that little upgrade there. You have a limited number of shots per level in your run, and any amount of monsters that are left on the board at the end of that will do damage to you. Just like that, cleared the first level. I'm gonna claim this one to gain some extra shot power. There are these specialty ball types like this one that's, you know, basically the thing. He's a little bit hard to knock around. You can also kill balls by knocking them into the spikes. This specialty guy chases you at the end of every shot. I just haven't had an opportunity to try and actually kill him yet, so that's just gonna keep being an ongoing little battle between us. Look at that, he's taking out his own guys, you fool, and now you've left yourself exposed? I'm killing it. Can I get the bank shot? Oh, not quite. Oh, and that was my last one, so I will take damage on that. Time for your next item. The double shot. That one's fun, the way it chains together. Every time you shoot, you then shoot an extra little shot. Little mini balls making things go a little crazy. Then the bombs kick in. I managed to spike myself. That's fine. 4 enemies taken out in one shot. I'm pretty pleased with that. That was a 6 shot. I'm very happy with that. I think I'm gonna try for the key because that means I get to pick up 2 items at the end of this level. But I also I'm gonna have a hell of a time trying to land in that. All right, well, it doesn't matter. I'm kicking myself in weird directions now, anyways, which actually works out pretty well for me. Look at that. Although I did scratch, so up and down. I've taken a fair bit of damage at this point, so things are looking a little dicey for me all of a sudden. That's okay. I'm gonna buy a couple of heals. I will buy an extra item. Look at that, an Ankh, so I can't die. And let's just go a little bit nuts with the shot power. And for my second one, let's do a refresh on that. Trinities. The next time I gain an item, I'll get 3 of that item. Try and really break my build. Oh, come on, bombs. Do something crazy. So, Wild Ball, when I touch an enemy, shoot out 3 mini balls. That one is going to get tripled. And now, because it's level 5, we encounter these little boss enemy types, so he's going to make things nice and interesting for us. Let's shoot ourselves into the midst of a bunch of things there, so the mini balls can go as crazy as possible. Hopefully the bombs get up to something a little interesting here now, too. Everyone chill for a moment. Yeah, I managed to blast that guy into a spike. Not so bad. So you have to take out the bossy ball last. So I basically just got to try and make my way around him and get rid of this guy. I want to not shoot myself through that trap. It didn't really work out though, did it? I've left myself in a not so great position here. That didn't work out at all. I had to somehow take him out in one shot and him in the second. So I will be taking damage and I will be losing. And like, I've played hours and hours and hours of this game and I'm playing at 10 out of 20 difficulty. I didn't know what to do there. I felt stuck. The game is tough. It's hard, and I still have plenty of more things to unlock. Like, the compendium is full of items. I got a long ways to go. or you could just skip it all and unlock everything if you'd rather just have access to it all right away. There's preset challenge runs that you can mess around with. You can play an outdated demo build of this in your browser over on Newgrounds right now, but August 19th, there will be a sale over on Steam alongside a substantial content update at the same time the game drops on the Nintendo Switch. Very exciting. This video is also a pretty significant format break from the sort of stuff I normally do. I've been trying to play around with new video types a lot this year, and so I'm really curious to see what you guys think of this. Is it a fun format? Should I have trimmed it up a little bit more and not left it so crazy long? Any feedback, super appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching. Rack and slay, and have a good day. I'll just use that as a sign off for all my videos from now on. It's perfect!